it's up for grabs now. Thomas, right at the end.
And it's Tony Adams put through by Steve Ball. Would you believe it? Welter! Patrick Vieira is in for Arsenal and sweeps it home. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. He stripped it away from Carr. Henry!
And it's Arsenal! Arsenal FC! Here's my fancy!
It's time to go.
The best week of my career. We beat Norwich 1-0. The best week of my career in this industry. Oh, God. Oh, I've heard it all now. Oh, do you know what? Apologies, I was meant to do this stream a couple of days ago. Obviously, a lot of stuff has got in the way, but it's a stream I had to do. I read it. People were talking to me about it, guys, and I thought, let me actually watch it. Let me read and see what he said, right? And it's just, if you look at the title of this stream, this man is a comedian. I don't care. I'm convinced of that now. The man is he's a stand-up comedian. I love Mickey Flanagan. I love Mickey Flanagan. Mickey Flanagan's got nothing on this guy. Nothing on Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta is a stand-up comedian. I am convinced. I'm going to go through. Look, we all know what he said anyway, but I need to break this down. Because I just... Anyway, let's start with the guys in the chat. Listen, thank you for tuning in. Another dose of Claude and the Bansters. We never ever do a daytime one. And I thought, you know what? I've got a bit of time, right? Let's do a daytime one. Sod it. And do you know what? I may even do one tonight. And firstly, guys, if anyone spots Terence, I can't find Terence anywhere. Is he hiding? Is he? He's not answering my calls. He's not replying to my text messages, my WhatsApp messages, my emails. He didn't respond to the pager I sent him. If you guys find him, if you guys can see him, please let me know, because he's officially MIA. Yeah. Maybe it's because he's starting to realise that we were right all along. And maybe he's hiding from all of us. I don't know. He's certainly hiding from me. Has anyone seen him on Twitter, Insta, anything? No? You guys need to help me find him. Hashtag find Terence. Yeah, let's start doing that, right? Because we need to find him. Don't know where he is. All joking aside, I do not know where he is. Default Dude, big up yourself in the chat. Definitely a Diesel stream with that title. Yep, exactly. You all knew it was me, didn't you? Jimmy D's in the chat. We've got David Dundas in the chat. David, I've just seen your tweet. Apologies, mate. But yeah, as I just said, he's gone missing, mate. I can't find him anywhere. Who else we got? We've got Craig Malloy. Big up, Craig. Hope you well, mate. We've got Ethan in the chat. Hope you're good, Ethan. Tony Kelly's in the chat. Ding Dong's in the chat. We've got Dazza88 Thorpe. Big up yourself, Dazza. Hope you're good, mate. We've got Omar in the chat. Big up yourself. Steve RFC7. Big up. Warren's Team Talk. Please, everybody, subscribe to Warren. Warren is the guy who look, for me, this man takes no prisoners, yeah? This is why I love him. Craig Malloy, once again, I've called your name twice. How special do you feel? We've got DJ Crane, big up yourself. What? 6 a.m. and waking up to this? Come on, DJ Crane. Has Christmas come early? I think we can both agree it has. We've got Max Only in the chat. Big up yourself, Max. I just saw a bit your story on Instagram, mate. You're with some bird. Is that your ting? Let me know. If it's not, I apologise. We've got Charlie D. Charlie. God, Charlie, seeing as you're here, where is Terence? Charlie, where is he? Why is he hiding from me? Please find him and bring him on here. Big up, Chaz. Hope you're good, mate. Who else have we got? Who else have we got? We got my guy Jake. There he is. Big up yourself. We've got Just Ads. Arteta new contract incoming. Listen, I don't mind a bit of joking and banter on this channel, but seriously, things like that, uncalled for, Just. Uncalled for. Hope you're good though, mate. Gunnar Vettel, hope you're good. That's what they're calling it now, Chaz. Is that what they're calling it? Asleep. Okay. Tony Kelly's in the chat. Big up, Tone. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. We've got Fraser Matthew in the chat. Big up yourself. Steve Cotgrove, my Fools and Horses, mate. Come on, Steve. Hope you're well, mate. We've got David P. Lovely bloke, David is. Hope you're well, Dave. Pepsi Packs in the chat. MIA. Yes, Pepsi, he is. And we've got Mike England in the chat as well. Big up yourself, Mike. Hope you're good. Right, nice one. Yeah, we've got a decent amount of people here. Obviously, we don't stream during the day, so in my head, I was thinking, I wonder how many are going to tune in. Obviously, there's a lot of people at work. I get all that. Here we go. Sorry, Max, I had to ask. Diesel, she's just a friend. Yeah, friends with benefits. Come on, Max. Come on. Listen, you're not as different from me as what you make out, Max. Come on, I know something's going on there, bruv. And if it ain't, it bloody well should be. So sort it. Right, listen. Going back to this interview, right? How can I put this? How can I put this without? Oh, it's just. See, things like this is why I need Terence here. I need someone to debate with. Yeah, I need someone because, as we all know, I bury him every single week. But week by week by week, my point is just being proven. Do you know what I'm saying? It's being proven. This man, I'm convinced, is a stand-up comic. Fact. That's not even a debate anymore. I think we can all agree on that. It's a fact. Now, I'm going to read this out to you, right? And we're going to break it down, guys. Me and you guys, right? So, yeah, let's converse together. Arsenal's Mikel Arteta hails the best week or 10 days of his managerial career after a win over Norwich. He said, and I quote, "It's been the best week or 10 days of my career in this industry." Now, career, not just managerial career. He's obviously on about as a player as well, right? As long as he's had his time in football, his whole career in football, this is the best week of his career, yeah? And that goes as far as his time in management and his time as a player, yeah? Time as a player. We beat Norwich 1-0. Now, guys, let me ask you this. Big up Joanne Smith as well. I can see you, darling. I can see you. Hope you're well. And Khan O'Connor. Big up yourself, Khan, as well. Hope you're good, mate. Right? And Daryl Denton's in the chat. Big up yourself, Daryl. Good. Hope you're well, mate. Guys, we've lost the first 3 games of the season, right? Now, I'm going to ask you this, yeah? And big up Footy Chats as well. As the new guys come in, I'm just going to call you out. Big up Footy Chats. Right? There you go. If you lose 3 games of a season, let me ask you, I'm going to put this question to you guys, right? Just give me a yes or a no, right? If you agree, great. If you don't, no problem, right? If you lose your first 3 games of the season and you had a choice, right, listen, we need to get back to winning ways, right? We need a guaranteed 3-pointer, right? You can pick the game and you can pick where it's at, right? Me personally, I would have picked a home game against Norwich because to me, Norwich are the worst team in the league, right? Let's be honest. No disrespect to any Norwich fans who are watching. I don't know if there are. If there are, no disrespect. But let's be real. They're poor, right? We're poor, but they're poor. They're poor, right? Any game that you could pick to bounce back, who are you picking? Because I'm picking a home game, a home tie against the worst team in the league, Norwich, yeah? Because for me, surely, with as bad as we are, surely that's a guaranteed 3-pointer. Surely, right? Now, this is what makes me laugh, right, about this piss poor manager, yeah? Because when he's coming out with surely, like, doesn't you see, this is the thing. This is the thing, guys, right? You're gonna have Terence and believe it or not, his Arteta army, they're nowhere near as big as what it used to be, right? You know, we're talking, there's only a few left now, right? A lot of them have sort of turned the corner. A lot of them have sort of swung from right to left. Yeah. Oh, sorry. My right to left. Yeah. And now they're in our camp. Now, personally, I don't really want them in our camp. Yeah. You should have been in here from the start. Right. So you stay over there. Stay over there. Right. But the thing is, there's so many people saying, I feel sorry for Mikel. I feel sorry for him. Things are just not going his way. My argument today is, but he doesn't help himself. How can you feel sorry for someone who's constantly putting his foot in it week in, week out? If you watch all of these press match conferences he does, he's talking absolute crap. And to prove it, I'm going to read this to you, right? So this is basically what he come out with. If I can find it. Right, okay. Now, we've already established this, and this is, I quote, for me, it's been the best week or 10 days of my career in this industry. All right, that's point number one, yeah? I'm not saying they were the easiest, but I got to the game today with a real emotion inside because you learn a lot in difficult moments, who you are with. In difficult moments, when you see the people and the level of organisation and the fans we have. Right, break that down. In difficult moments, yeah? When you see the people and the level of organisation. Now that, for me, is basically, that's his way of saying the people inside the club. Vinay, Edu, all of those, yeah? The coaching team, right? The level of organisation in this club is poor, right? Is poor. But he's making out, it's in difficult moments, we've shown character and leadership. Rubbish, yeah? That's point number two. Then he said, from the top of the club to everybody that works with us as a team, I cannot be any prouder for what we've done, right? What are you proud of? Tell me what you're proud of, Mikel. I want some of these journos, right, to really ask him these questions. I watched a press conference, right, that he done 3 days ago. One of the questions was, oh, Mikel, you mentioned emotion. You was emotional before the game. After you won the game at the end, did you cry? I mean, what kind of question is that? What? Did you cry? What is that about? I mean, come on. Don't get me started on that. Listen, you know, it's so fake. It's so false, these questions. A journo's asking Mikel if he cried after the game. Now, Mikel turned around to him and went, well, no, I didn't. Like, I think even he realised, what a stupid question to ask. What has that got to do with the game? Did you cry? You said you got emotional. Like, it's stupid. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. I'd like to know who it was who asked that, by the way, because I'd absolutely rip him to bits on here. Right, okay. I cannot be any prouder for what we've done. Proud. In what way? Yeah, you beat a struggling team, right? You beat you beat the worst team in the league, and you just scraped it. Right? Because for me personally, I felt a bit sorry for Norwich. Personally, I felt that was a draw game. I felt they deserved a draw. I don't think we did anything to warrant winning that game. Even the goal we got was a little bit suspect because at first, I must admit, I thought that was offside. I'll be honest, guys, I thought we got away with it, right? And then he goes on. And then you have to win football matches and get results. No shit, Sherlock. That's unquestionable, but that's very meaningful. I mean, like, some of the crap that this guy talks, right, is an absolute joke. I call him the Riddler. That's what he reminds me of. He's the Riddler. Yeah, stay with him or you're going to lose yourself. Do you know what I mean? And I also have to say, I saw the crowd and I didn't know what to expect today because I didn't know what the feeling was. You do know what the feeling was, Mikel. I know you go on YouTube. I know you go on Google. I know you and the players all get a sense of what the Arsenal fan base are feeling at the moment, yeah? So all this rubbish about no one looks at it, no one takes notice of it, that's an absolute load of rubbish, right? You all watch us, right? You all, maybe not this channel, I'm not saying they do, but they know the general consensus of the Arsenal fan base, right? Yeah? The amount of time these players and staff have got, the amount of time on their hands. Right, we've all got mobiles. Yeah, we've all got mobiles. Right, I even take my mobile in the toilet. Yeah, I'm on social media. Right, but I'm on the John. I do. Who doesn't? Yeah. So all of this rubbish about they don't know what's going on and they ignore it. Absolute load of rubbish. They can't come out and admit they watch stuff. So that's what they're going to hide behind that, right? So guys, don't be fooled by that, yeah? Right, next bit. They were ready to suffer with the team today. No, we weren't. They were ready to suffer with the team today, and they were only focused on trying to give things to the team. So I am extremely grateful to them as well. And then, despite Arteta's praise for the crowd, there were sarcastic chants of "We are staying up, we are staying up," rang around the home stands at the Emirates as the result lifted Arsenal to 16th place. Woo! 16th place. It was a deserved win as well because we had chances to finish the game much earlier than we did. It wasn't a deserved win, Mikel. It wasn't. What game was you watching? Yeah, you was watching a different game to all of us. And the funny thing is, Mikel, you were there. You were there on the touchline, but you must have been watching a different game to us. How was it a deserved win? We scraped a win against the worst side in the league. Yeah, and all I'm hearing is I couldn't be any more proud of this team, of the staff. In difficult moments, you know, we all pulled together. What a load of absolute rubbish. And people buy this. It's an absolute joke. It was a really tricky game to play because you were playing not only the game, but the emotions too. These are professional footballers, Mikel, right? You know, it's not a team of girls here, right? These are meant to be hard-nosed men, proper players, yeah? Emotional. You're playing Norwich, yeah? You've lost 3 games on the spin. Right? Emotional. Anyway. But the emotions too, and knowing what happened in the last 3 weeks and the games that we've lost, we knew that today was a must-win game. We came here and you saw the attitude. It is, people. Right? I'm going to read that again. We knew that today was a must-win game. We came here and you saw the attitude of every player. And I'm happy to give something to the fans as well. The attitude of every player. I mean, really. It gets funnier, guys. Stay with me. It does get funnier. We started really crisp, really sharp, really attacking, and with a high press. And after 20 to 25 minutes, our rhythm broke and we started to give the ball away. There. The minute he says that, that is where I'm expecting the journo to say, well, Mikel, why? Why did it break after 20, 25 minutes? Why can't these players keep that up for 90 minutes? I can understand to an extent if they broke after 20, 25 minutes, but you guys are 2-3-0 up, right? Yeah, and you went down a gear. To an extent, I get that, right? Because that happens. You were 0-0. This was a must-win game. You said it yourself, Mikel. It was a must-win game. I'd like you to tell me why that broke down, the high press, yeah? What was it? He said the high press, the sharpness, the attacking play, right? The quick passing. There was none of that, by the way. But obviously, like I said, we all know this guy watches a different game. I want to know why that broke after 20, 25 minutes. Why? Why are your players incapable of keeping that up? Even a half, let alone 90 minutes. Why can't they keep up for 45 minutes? Because that's a common theme in these games. We start off relatively okay, yeah, and then we break, we fold. Why? Right? But again, no journo has asked him that. He's got away with it. I'm telling you now, guys, this is the most protected manager in world football. And I don't understand what he's done to warrant it. I really don't, right? We wanted to attack in 1 or 2 passes, and we were very split with big distances. What? We looked a little bit shaky in some moments. Again, why did you look shaky in some moments? You're playing Norwich, brother. You're not playing Man City or Liverpool. You're playing Norwich. Yeah? Norwich. Right? Come on. Shaky. What? Norwich. In the second half, straight away, we took control of the game, and we looked like the team that was going to win the game. I beg to differ on that, Mikel. Norwich did put up a fight. They defended well, but in attack, they weren't convincing. They didn't really create any clear-cut chances. It was comfortable for Arsenal. Do you know what, right? We dominated possession, right? Of course we did, yeah? The stats will tell you that, guys. They dominated possession. But I'm seeing things on Twitter and even Insta, like we're back. We all knew this was going to happen. Yeah, the minute we win a game, it doesn't really matter how we win. And do you know what? I've seen on certain other channels, right? Some of these streams I've watched in the last couple of days where a lot of people have said, you know what? We just needed the win. We needed it. I'm not focused at all really on the performance. We just needed the win. For me, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. And some of the people, right, who have said this are people that I really do like. I'm not going to name them, right? But I do like them. You know, normally they have great points, and I'm not knocking them. I'm really not. But it's a debate, yeah? It's a difference of opinion. I don't agree with that, right? It depends on who you're playing. Now, we played Norwich. Norwich is a game where before the game, we was all saying we should be doing this 3-4-0. Should be. I mean, I predicted a 2-0 win because I know this team, right? But let's be honest. If there was, like I said to you guys earlier on, if there is a game that you could have handpicked and think, right, after 3 defeats, we need a guaranteed win. We need a guaranteed 3-pointer. Who you picking? Everybody, every man and his dog would have picked a home game against a team like Norwich. Yeah, that is a game you look at and think, right, that's a guaranteed 3-pointer. Thomas Partey's on the bench. Not really angry with that. It's Norwich. Our second string team should be able to beat this lot. Yeah. Right. So if certain players, if there was any other game, if it was a big game, if it was a Liverpool, a Man City, a Chelsea, anyone like that, Partey's got to start, chuck him in. Right. But a game like this, he can afford to sit on the bench. Yeah. Right. Any team we put out, really, let's be honest, should be beating Norwich. And the fact that we only beat them 1-0, that was the last time I spoke to Terence, actually, because he predicted a 4-0. 4-0 to the Arsenal, yeah? Right. Now, Terry, if you're watching this, mate, if you're watching, where are you? Show yourself. Show yourself, because everyone's asking for you. Yeah, it's been a while. A lot's happened. A lot has happened, so that has proven my point even more and more and more. And you need to come and explain yourself. I want to know, as to the guys in the chat, where are you swinging now? What's your thoughts now? What's going on? Are you still behind this joke of a manager? Are you still behind this clown? Does it upset you that I call him a clown? Who else have we got? Right, let's we've got some new people in now. Narendra Modi, big up yourself. Hope you're well, mate. We've got Crutella in the chat. Big up Crutella. I love that name. Eric Gurdon's in the chat. Eric, hope you're well, mate. London boy, Arteta is the biggest mug in the Premier League. Facts. Come on, London boy, you know. Max Onley, Arsenal, Norwich, emotional game. What's football come to? Do you know what? And the thing is, Max, this guy gets away with it. I don't understand, right? I really don't. The arrogance of this man, he can pretty much say what he wants. I mean, if you look at the Edu interview, I mean, we all saw the arrogance of the man in that interview, right? The fact that there are no targets here. Now, again, certain people, some of these super fans or whatever, you know, they call themselves, I call them mugs, but, you know, they've all got different names. Some of them are basically even defending Edu on that. Yeah, well, they've clearly got targets, but they're not going to say it in front of all of us, are they? What's a load of absolute rubbish, right? Rubbish. There are no targets at this club. Everyone's here for a jolly up. Everyone's here, right, for that, for money, and that is it. Arsenal are the club that keep on giving, yeah? Like I said to you guys the other day on the stream, Arsenal pay extremely, extremely well. They pay very well to the staff, to the players, to the coaching team, whoever it is. Arsenal pay very well, and there are people here who are literally, they don't care about the club. They are here for a payday. Yeah, we used to say that all the time about Ivan Gazidis. And you know what? I've always said, be careful what you wish for, yeah? Because we were so desperate for Ivan Gazidis to get out the club, right? But when you really deep it, guys, when you really deep it, would you have him back? If it meant getting rid of Edu, who was worse, Edu or him? Because I'll tell you something now. I never liked Ivan Gazidis. I really didn't, right? But I'm struggling, right? Someone asked me that the other day, and I was struggling with it. I was like, do you know what? I don't know, because when Eddie first come to the club, I actually looked at him and thought, do you know what? Someone who's played for us around that era, right, where he was mixing with absolute ballers, and we had standards back then. He knows what it's about, right? So it can only be a good thing, right? It can only be a good thing, him coming in. He knows the club inside out. He's been here. And it's just been an absolute shit show. It's not worked out. It's been absolutely terrible. The man's arrogant. Him, Arteta, all of them. All of them. It's not worked. It's flopping. We're sinking week after week. I don't care if we beat Norwich. I didn't celebrate that. Why would I? It's Norwich. That should be a given. Yeah. And all I'm hearing now is Arsenal back and obviously kick on. Aubameyang as well, saying something to the crowd. Listen, Aubameyang's finished. I don't care what anyone says, right? And again, I've seen certain other streams, right, where people was, oh, he's back, oh, this, oh, that. No, the man's finished. Yeah. Big up to Ian Barron as well. Hi, guys, it's the Mad Darlington fan back. Hope you are well. I'm going into hospital for my elbow operation on Friday. Ian, you have the worst luck, bruv, didn't you? My God, I'm so sorry to hear that, mate. Blimey. Hope you're well, and I hope it all goes well as well. London boy, while Arteta is the manager of our football club, still baffles me, Diesel. He basically has to get us relegated to get sacked. Even then, would he? Even then, he would say, trust the process. There is no process, man. Steve RFC7, big up Steve. Best thing about being Arsenal manager, you know you're never getting the sack fast. Do you know what? It's the best job in world football, isn't it? It's the best job in world football. You know, I remember even when Arsene Wenger was here, he stayed 5-6 years longer than what he should have. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, do you know what? Again, like, you know, do you know what? I know what I say about Arsene Wenger. I know there's certain people in this chat room, right, who don't like it. You know, they think I'm being a bit disrespectful. And look, I get it, right? I get it because for me, I suppose a lot of it is an age thing. And not just an age thing as well, but obviously, you know, I've always had a preference for George Graham. I loved George Graham. I really did. I thought he was just a proper manager. I don't care about the bung and all that, whatever, because for me, that doesn't taint what he did here at this club. Big up Sam Dunster as well. And big up to Tucky. No disrespect intended to Norwich. They're a good club, a big club. However, they are a struggling team, a newly promoted team. How does beating them 1-0 prove anything? Tucky, mate, bang on. Totally agree. We've got Gunner 10 in the chat as well. Right? But yeah, George Graham for me, he was the man. He was the man. And, you know, even like today, you know, fast forward all these years when you talk to the, you know, ex-players, ex-pros, not just Arsenal, you know, ex-Arsenal players, but ex-players, you know, from other clubs. And the way they talk about George is in such esteem. Yeah. You know, he was a disciplinarian. He was a really good manager, but you didn't cross George. You know, there was only one governor at this club, and that was George Graham. You know what I mean? Any player who thought they were above George, they would never see the light of day, and they'd be shipped out of the club pretty quick. Right? That is, for me, what I call a manager. That is a proper manager. That is the gaffer. Yeah? That is the boss, the gaffer, the manager, the captain, the leader, the chief, whatever you want to call it. That he's there at the top. Yeah? And Arsene Wenger, like, come along. And don't get me wrong, I do respect Wenger for what he's achieved. But at the same time, guys, I do blame a lot of this on him. This mentality, this piss poor mentality in our fan base, a lot of it is from Wenger. Wenger was the one who started all that. Wenger was the one who we all saw doing a jig on the touchline, you know, when it was confirmed on the last game of the season that we secured fourth place. You know, and that celebrating fourth for someone who's tasted it. You know, I've always said this, guys, right? You know, when you've never won anything, you don't know any different. Yeah. But when you've got a manager who's actually won leagues, right? They've won. They've been up there. You know, you went a season unbeaten. No one's ever done that. And do you know what? Look, I get it to an extent about why do we still talk about that and blah, blah, right? For me, I think that's special. You know, and I think I'm going to go against the grain now of a lot of the others. Yeah, because I know even Kenny as well, you know, why do we still, you know, is yours gold? And I get that bit. I do get that. But at the end of the day, to have done something that no one else has done, for me, that is an achievement, right? Because there are teams, class teams today, you know, you look like in this league, you know, Chelsea looking very powerful, like Man City on their day, a class, formidable. Liverpool, you know, 2 years ago, you know, when they was at their absolute best, you know, and they were the ones who came close to maybe beating that. And I did get a bit worried thinking, oh, God. But even they got beat, and it just goes to show it's not easy to do. So for me, I'm not one who's gonna keep harping on about it. It's done, and obviously look at us, the state of us now. I've got no right to say anything to anyone, to any other club, laughing at them or whatever. But I am proud of that. I am proud of the Invincibles. I am proud of that because it's something that's not been done, and it's so hard to do. To keep up that level week in, week out in every single game, home and away, that mentality, the psyche, all these things that I'll tell you guys about, the things that I believe in, that up there, yeah. Or having all the technical ability in the world is great, yeah. But it's the psyche, it's that mentality, it's that going out to win, go to win. If you can't win, don't lose. All those things like that I love, not just in football, but in life. And you look at this now. I look at Wenger. Wenger was the one who started all of this. Yeah, he did. He started all of this. He was here 5-6 years. Too long. Right? Should have been shipped out. The club stinks of sentiment. And you know what? If you look at it now today, we haven't learned anything as a club because by rights, let's be honest, whether people like Mikel Arteta or they don't like him, at the end of the day, I think we can all agree now, this manager should not be here. He should never have got the job, right? He got the job. He's done nothing with it. Yeah, nothing with it. People can bark on him all the time about once he has his players, once all his players are on the pitch, every club gets injuries. Every club. I've never known Arsenal to have every single player fit. It doesn't happen. And it's not just us. It's all other clubs. So if people are going to hang their hat now on once all his players are fit, you'll see a totally different Arsenal. The champagne football will come back. The entertainment will come back. We'll start winning every game and shooting up the table. It's never going to happen, guys. And I think people need to wake up. Yeah, wake up and realise it's not going to happen. Yeah, Arsenal and injuries. We are cursed. We always have been. Right? You've heard about the ex-players moaning about London Colney, training ground, and the rock hard pitches, and to this day they still haven't upgraded it or anything like that. We get injuries, we suffer. We're one of the worst clubs in the league when it comes to injuries. We suffer, and if that's the case, if we have to wait until Arteta has all of his players fit, ready on the pitch, it's never going to happen, people. It's never going to happen. Suresh, big up yourself. Suresh Lakshmanan. See, there you go. Suresh, really appreciate the super chat, mate. Thank you very much. Suresh has put buy pirated, stream pirated, and boycott games. 100%. The real gaffer made the club. Wenger had a platform for Wenger Ball because of the back four. Do you know what? He inherited the best defense in world football at that time, in my opinion. Yeah, because if he never had that defense, there is no way he would have got that defense together. Right? I'm telling you now. And this is the thing, right, Suresh? Great point, by the way, mate. Brilliant. Thank you very much, right? It is a great point, yeah, because as much as we hail and we, Arsene Wenger, no one really talks about George Graham because George Graham was the one who built the foundations of that team. For Arsene Wenger to have come to Arsenal, looked at the team and thought, whoa, thanks to George, I've already got the defence. That defence is on lock. That's on lock. I don't even have to touch that. Yeah? That's done. That's there. Right? They're well drilled. They know what they got to do game in, game out. Yeah? Right? They could have their eyes closed, right? And they know where each other are. That is done. I ain't got to touch that. And do you know what? Whenever a manager comes into a club, yeah, right, the first thing that they need to address, the first thing and the most important thing is the defence. He never had that problem, right? He never had that problem, yeah? So he's got an advantage straight away. And this is the thing. I'm not taking any credit away, right, from Arsene Wenger, but there's a lot of people who need to start giving George Graham a little bit of credit because a lot of that, the foundations were down to him. Down to him, yeah? And I will never, ever celebrate a manager who dances on the touchline because we secured top four. This is a man who's had steak. He's had steak. He's tasted it. He knows what it tastes like. You've now set a precedent. You've set a benchmark. You can't go back to a burger once you've had steak. But this is what that man done. This is what Arsene Wenger done. He downgraded us as a club. Yeah. Right. He went from having steak to having a burger. And he wasn't interested in getting back up there and having the steak again. I don't understand the mentality, the mentality of that. He was here for the money. People say, well, he had chances to go to Real Madrid, Diesel. He could have gone Barcelona, but no, he stayed. Yeah, you know why he stayed here? Because he was untouchable here. He would never have got the sack here. No matter what happened to Arsene Wenger, no matter how much of a bad run he was on, he would never get the sack. He ran this club from top to bottom. People need to realise this. Yeah? One man for over 20 years ran this club from top to bottom. No one questioned Arsene Wenger. Yeah? And let's be honest, guys, if he had gone to a Barcelona or a Real Madrid, do you honestly think he would have lasted at those clubs the way he's lasted here? Yeah? The amount of nonsense. Could you imagine, right, if he went to Real Madrid, they finished third. Forget fourth, like us. Imagine they finished second or third. And he's dancing a jig on the touchline. He'd have got shot. Those fans wouldn't have stood for that. He didn't win the league. So it doesn't matter where you end up. If you don't win the league, second place is irrelevant. Third, fourth, fifth, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You didn't get number one. You're out. Yeah? And he knew that. Wenger ain't stupid. He knew that. He would not have lasted 5 minutes at a Real Madrid or a Barcelona. Stay here, though. Stay here at the Arsenal. You get rewarded for failure. You get your bonuses every year. You even get a pay rise every year for finishing fourth. My God, what a job. What a job. I'd love that. Who would say no to that? Right? But this is where you have to look at the board. This is where you have to look at you know what I mean? They're not interested, right, in getting Arsenal back on top. Yeah? I say it again, right? We are the third. This is my opinion. I still believe this. We are the third biggest club in this country. That's a fact. I really do believe that, right? And but we're not moving like a big club. There's just no ambition at this club. And when you've got a manager like this, listen, I'm not saying sack Mikel Arteta and Arsenal will be great again. I'm not saying that, right? But I'll tell you something. He is a big part of this problem because do you know what? And I'm gonna big up to Chig as well, right? Big up to Chig because I saw Chig on a stream the other day, and he said something that made me think. Do you know what? He's got a point there. Yeah, he's actually got a point, guys. You know me. Right, I never give these players a pass, yeah. But then I heard Chig say, do you know what? Are we being a bit too harsh on these players? Hear me out. When they're playing under this manager, yeah. Should we not judge players under? Do you know what I mean? If Arteta got sacked and we actually got ourselves a decent manager in, yeah. I genuinely do believe after these players, right, would actually, if they're coached the right way, a lot of these players are decent. You know, and I look at when you actually, when you really deep it, right, when you actually go for our squad, yes, we've got players who should not be here, right? Don't get me wrong. Of course we have. However, we're 16th at the moment, I believe. But I look at that squad and I think, hang on a minute. We've actually got the makings of an half-decent squad. I do think that. When you think, you know, Leno, I don't think Leno is as bad as what people make out. I want better than Leno, don't get me wrong, yeah? Don't get me wrong, right? But I've seen that keeper save us in games. I have seen it. We've all seen that, right? Ramsdale's played a couple of games. From what we've seen, he looks okay. Can't judge him yet. Way too early, right? But encouraging signs, okay? Encouraging signs, right? Then I think we've got Tierney. Now, Tierney's form is shot at the moment. He's not playing great at all, right? But we all know there is a player in there, right? We all know Tierney, on his day, is a quality left-back, yeah? Ben White, I'm undecided about Ben White. Personally, I don't rate him. I really don't. I don't. He can't head the ball as a centre half. That's the first thing you're taught as a kid. I'm sorry. If you can't do that at your age, how you've got here, I don't know. But saying that, under a better coach, could he improve? Yeah? Then we got Gabriel, decent centre half, right? Tomiyasu, tiramisu, Tomiyasu. Encouraging. Yeah, I got a message here. Sorry, guys. Right, encouraging. Made his debut. Obviously, Arteta subbed him off. In a way, I do understand that. I think he trained for a day and a half or whatever, suffering from a little bit of cramp. I get it. Take him off. I get that. But from what we did see of him, he looked all right. I still don't think he's a right back, but he looked all right. You know, athletic. Listen, anyone other than Bella in there, I'm happy, right? But Partey, under a better manager, Partey could be an absolute monster. I look at Partey, and do you know what he reminds me of, guys? Do you remember Michael Essien when he was at Chelsea? I look at. There was that season when Essien dominated that midfield. I saw him boss games, right? The geezer was an absolute terminator. He was a monster, right? And I look at Thomas Partey and I think, do you know what? He could have that impact for us because he is a top player. I know there's a lot of people who are not seeing it at the moment, but I'm putting a lot of that down to this manager and the coaching staff, right? But those players I've named already, Partey. Then you got Lokonga, decent, right? From what we've seen, right? A diamond in the rough, but he's still a diamond. Yeah, there's potential there. Yeah, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli. Do you know what? There was this debate, right, the other day. Not the other day, last year. Who's the better player, Mason Greenwood or Martinelli, right? But yet, Mason Greenwood's shot up, yeah, because he's getting game time. But no one's really talking about Martinelli anymore. This is a potentially world-class player, in my opinion, yeah? Potentially, not yet, but potentially what? We've got an absolute diamond on our hands there, and he's being wasted. He's been absolutely wasted, right? And it sickens me, yeah? But again, he's another one, Martinelli. Then you've got Pepe. You know, all these players I'm naming, guys, right? Does that sound to you like an absolute poor squad? Does that sound like a team that's at 16th place? It's not. It's not. He's got the makings of a decent team there, a decent squad. It's the manager. I'm convinced of that now. That's why I look at these players now and I think, do you know what? Right? A lot of these games, I see these players, at walking pace. We could be 2-0 down. They're walking, yeah? Right? And I will call them out for that. But then I've always been quick to say, these players are crap. They're rubbish. They're not Arsenal standard. Get them out, this, that, the other. But now I look at it, and big up to Chig, right? Because he said that, and I thought, do you know what? I've never looked at it from that side before. And now I'm looking at it thinking, do you know what? When you actually do go through that team, it's actually a decent team. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm very quick to knock these players, right? Because I can't stand players with down tools. You guys know that. I cannot stand players like that. But at the same time, I do look at it and think, do you know what? I watched Mikel Arteta in his press conferences, and he's just so monotone. Like, how does this guy motivate? Seriously, I watched one earlier on. Yeah. Yes, and it was a difficult week, and we showed character, and it's always. I was emotional before the game. We don't look it. It's just so monotone. Like, and me personally, me in life, I love characters. I can't respond to something like that. The amount of training seminars here that I've been in, and the guy who's taken the class is exactly like Mikel in terms of monotone, one level. And I switch off. I fall asleep. I just can't. I can't engage my brain. I can't do it. Right? I like managers like a Jurgen Klopp, someone who's charismatic. Who has that energy about him. I look at this guy, this clown. Judging by, you look at the thumbnail. That is him in it. That is Mikel Arteta, absolute clown. I look at him and I just think this man has got nothing about him. He's got nothing about him at all. Right? Nothing. Monotone, boring, cold, has no rapport with the players, doesn't really put an arm around the players. They don't respond to him. And all these things I see, and everyone else must see, but no one's allowed to say anything. And if you do, you're not really an Arsenal fan, and you don't want the best for the club, and this, that, the other. Absolute load of rubbish. It's just a load of rubbish. Guys, I mean, come on. I mean, like, what do you think? What do you think? Because is it just me? I don't know. Is it just me? Well, I'm going to go to who we got in the chat now. We got in the chat. Mods, I'm so sorry. It looks like you've got your work cut out in this stream. Strange, isn't it? Because the kids are back at school now. Davey Kitts, big up Diesel. Have you seen Genitals tweet? Genitals. I don't think I follow mate, or is that a bloke? I don't know. No, I haven't. Let me know what she said. Crutella, did you see Jose run across the stadium yesterday? That was some winning spirit only. Yep, I saw that, mate. Listen, you guys know I love Jose, mate. I love him. I do. He's not nowhere near as what he was. But as a man, as a manager, the upmanship, the mind games. I love all of that. I do. Anything he will. I like a manager who will do whatever it takes to win. Right, whatever it takes. If he's got to be a scumbag, he will be a scumbag. If it gives him the edge against the other manager, and he's got to go low and go dirty, he will do it and not even think twice about it. I love managers like that. I'm sorry, I do. Winning's winning. Winning is winning. It's as simple as that. Unai Emery, big up yourself, Unai. Look at Ollie last night. His naivety and shocking tactics will be United's downfall this season. Even with Ronaldo, it's about the coach and the system. Our system is non-existent. Fact. Do you know what? They lost 2-1 last night. Ronaldo scored again, as you guys know. But I think I said this 2 weeks ago, guys. If you could remember, yeah. I think it was with Chig actually when we had Chig on. But I don't rate Solskjaer. I just don't. I never have. I never will. And as much as people can turn around to me and say, well, hang on, you got Arteta. Listen, I'm not sitting here saying Arteta's better. He's worse, of course. Then you get people saying, well, who would you rather have then, Arteta or Solskjaer? None of them. Right? I've said this to you guys before. Don't ever fall into that trap. Because you want a manager gone so bad, you're willing to have anyone. I did that with Arsene Wenger. Yeah? I'll take anyone. I just want him gone. Anyone, I don't care who it is, anyone, any other manager in world football, I don't mind. I just don't want Wenger here, right? And that is a trap. Do not fall into the trap, yeah? Right? Because all this about, I just want better than, if he's better than him, he'll do. No, he might be better than him. It's like Tomiyasu and Bellerin, yeah? He's better than Bellerin, right? Even in one game, we've all seen that, right? But it doesn't mean he's good enough for us. I'm not saying look, time will tell. Encouraging debut. I'm just using that as an example. Yeah. But just because he's better than what we've got doesn't make it the right player. It doesn't make it Arsenal standard, Arsenal caliber. Yeah. Caliber, as Del Boy would say. Right? We want the best people here. Yeah. I'm hearing the other day now, there was a poll that went about, if Arteta got sacked, would you take Graham Potter? Would you take Eddie Howe? No. I want a top manager, right? All this, but then people are falling into the trap now of because they want Arteta gone so bad, right? They're now looking at Graham Potter, Eddie Howe, and thinking, okay, no, that's opinion, of course. I ain't knocking them. I want the best. I want among the best. Listen, guys, I say this to you, you guys all the time. You walk into a canteen, I'm going to repeat myself. You walk into a canteen at the top table, Simeone, Klopp, Pep. I'd put Brendan Rodgers in there, yeah? On that table, right? On that table. No one looks out of place on that table. No one. Could Mikel Arteta walk in, sit at that table and blend? No. Could Graham Potter walk into that canteen, sit at that table and blend? No. Could Eddie Howe walk into the canteen, sit at that table and blend? No. Let's be real. No. right? Simeone, yes. Could Conte walk into that canteen, sit at that table and blend? The answer is yes. Yes. Would he look out of place? No. Would he belong at that table? Yes. Yes. So go and get a Conte. You know, those sort of managers. Do you know what I mean? Proper managers. You know, and this is what I'm saying to you. You know, this is what I want now. I want this man gone more than anyone. Trust me, because I think he's crap. I've called it out before. The minute he got the job, I didn't want him. Didn't want him. So what if he's played for Arsenal? He's not an Arsenal legend. Even if he was, don't want him. I didn't want Patrick Vieira. I love these guys as players, but as managers, no. No. No one who's got an affiliation with Arsenal. No one who's played under Arsene Wenger and has, you know, got his traits. No, someone new, someone who's got no affiliation with us. Come in and properly manage the club. Not a manager who comes and has played with half of these guys when he was a player. Do you know what I'm saying? I saw this interview he done the other day about, Jack Wilshere, the door's always open. Yeah? I guarantee you now that will happen. Yeah? He'll come to train with us and he'll come out with some crap. Oh, I saw him in training. He still got it. He looked really good. So, you know, we've offered him a pay-as-you-play. It wouldn't surprise me if he does. Not because Jack's still got it. It's because it's cheap. That. Do you know what I'm saying? It's cheap. It's all about money with this club. It's all about, you know, it's tight. It's stringent. But in saying that, we spent 250 million on what? It was probably the most underwhelming transfer window that we've had. I'm not excited one little bit by these signings. I'm not. Have they really improved us? Because look at us. We're sitting in 16th place. We just scraped a 1-0 win against Norwich. A game that really we shouldn't have won. That should have been a draw. Norwich did not come. Norwich weren't scared of us, right? Large parts of that game, they were spreading it around the park. They were playing. You know, they would come to attack us. Yes, they sit up defensive, right? But they weren't scared of us. This is the worst team in the league, by the way. So, right? So what makes, if we just struggle to beat them, if we scrape to a 1-0 win at home, by the way, right, with a crowd behind us, we struggled against Norwich. What are we going to be like against Burnley? What are we going to be like away against Burnley, who are better than Norwich? You know, and this honestly, guys, and when I'm hearing about it's the best week of my career, that just, do you know what you said, Mikel? When you said that, right? Do you know what you're saying about you is that your career is a load of crap. Your career is shit. That's what he said. Because if that is the best week of your career and you've been involved in football for years, yeah, what is that saying about you and your career? What is that saying? That's saying that you're a loser, bruv. Yeah? Come on. Right? He wasn't a great player. Right? Let's be honest. He wasn't. As you scraped to a 1-0 win against Norwich, and that is the best week of your career. Now, anyone who tries to tell me, yeah, he might not have meant that, he might have, you know, misunderstood. No, rubbish. No, right? Unai Emery, I would have bought that. This is a man who's been in this country for years. He speaks perfect English. He knew what he was saying. All this about misunderstanding, there is no misunderstanding, right? He talks very, very well, yeah, right? He blinds a lot of people. He talks perfect English. He's been here long enough, right? We're not on about some guy who's just come off the boat here. He's been in the country for years. Years. There is no excuse. We've got a super chat here from Suresh once again. Suresh, thank you very much. Oh, hang on. Ah, yes. I was going to say, I thought this was the one that you sent in before. Suresh has put a buy pirated, stream pirated, and boycott games. I'll put this out there. Mancini. Mate, Mancini, good shout. Good shout. Listen, Suresh, my dream, I've said this week on week in here, my dream manager is Diego Simeone. Now, a lot of Arsenal fans will hear that, yeah? The Terrences, the Arteta-ins, you know, those sort of fans will hear that and think, yeah, but I don't want him because I don't like his football. He's too boring. Thank you, Suresh. Yeah? Too boring. He's, play long ball and defensive. It's not Arsenal. That's what Arsenal are like. Arsenal ain't like that. You know, he can't play pretty football. And I look at that and I think, yeah, but hang on a minute. We've got a manager here who was number 2 to Pep. Yeah? The closest thing I've seen to the beautiful game, boys and girls, was Barcelona years ago under Pep. I've never seen a club side as good as them. I haven't. Right? At that time, what are we talking now? What? 6, 7, 8 years ago when Pep was there? Barcelona, I'll tell you something now. If football wasn't art, that was watching art. They were class. Off the ball, on the ball, absolutely brilliant. And a lot of that was Pep, yeah? And a lot of that, he said, you know, he obviously passed down from, from Cruyff, Johan Cruyff, the beautiful game. I've never seen a club side as good as that. Yeah, they were an absolute joy to watch, right? Now, we've got a manager here who sat side by side under Pep, yeah? So, again, my question, whenever I ask Terence, why did you want Arteta? Would you have wanted him if he was number 2 to Sean Dyche at Burnley? The answer is no, you wouldn't, would you? The reason you wanted him is because, in your mind, hang on a minute, he's worked under Pep. He's seen everything that Pep's, been doing week in, week out. Yeah. Now, we all know how lovely football, Man City play. Yeah. They play some gorgeous football, right? Well, we're getting someone who's been amongst all of that, right? So surely, whatever Pep's done there, Mikel's going to bring it here, and he's going to train us and make us play the way Pep does with Man. And it hasn't worked, has it? We are nowhere near Man City. They're a different stratosphere to us. Yeah. What exactly has this man come and taught us? Nothing. Let's be honest, he hasn't taught us anything. Right? Out of the 11, 12 players he's bought, I think 9 or 10 of them have been defensive. Yeah. Right? This manager more or less parks the bus. Yeah. And you know what, guys? When I say, going back earlier on to when I said to you about about these players, yeah? Because listen, I'll hold my hands up. I'm one of the first to say, these players are crap. They're no good. They're the Arsenal standard. Get all of them out. If I could sell all of them, I would, right? It's only big up to, obviously, Chig, I'll say it again, saying what he said. And I thought to myself, do you know what? He's actually got a point. When you really do go through this squad, it's not a bad squad. It's not. Is it top 4? Probably not. But with a better, this is what I've always said about Man United. I look at Man United's squad, right? What they should be in the mix for the league. I hate to say it because I hate Man United. I hate them with a passion. You guys, you all know this. I hate them more than Spurs, right? Because obviously in my time growing up, Spurs were never in the equation. It was always Arsenal United. Who's going to win the league this year? Arsenal or United? No one else got a mention. Not Liverpool, not Chelsea, right? Definitely not Man City. Man City was so far out of sight, no one even knew about them, right? It was Man United, Arsenal, Man United, Arsenal, Man United, Arsenal. That was me growing up. That was all it was, right? I'll tell you what, Man United and Arsenal over the years, they fought absolute wars on the pitch. War. It wasn't a game, it was war. Yeah? A war. We've all seen it with, Roy Keane and Vieira in the tunnel. That was before the game. It was a war. And this is what I'm saying. That is what I loved about football. Back then, it was proper men, geezers, blokes, fellas. Yeah? Proper players. Players of today could not lace their boots. And that is a fact. And do you know what sickens me? A lot of these players could not lace the boots of Roy Keane, Adams, Sol Campbell, Keown, all of these players, Paul Merson, yeah? And yet these players of today are multi-millionaires. More money than these players from back then. And yet are they anywhere near as good as those players from back then? No, they're not. And this is what I'm saying. Not just the players. Craig Malloy says it, Fergie versus Wenger. What a war that was. Do you know what I'm saying? The mind games, right, that went into, with those two. Vieira versus Keane. Do you know what I'm saying? We all remember about Martin Keown on, Van Nistelrooy when he missed that penalty. Do you know what I mean? All of those, they were absolute wars. Some games we won, some games they won. It was a war. Whenever Arsenal played Man United, you never knew which way it was going to go. It was literally form went out the window. It was who wanted it on the day, right? Who wanted it? And these players left everything out on that pitch. Like I said, it was a war. Blood was spilt on that pitch. Yeah, players come off that pitch, they had nothing left. That's what I'm used to. That's what I want to try and get back to. Yeah, unfortunately, we have so many people associated with this club who either don't remember that, they've got short memories, or they're not old enough to have known what it was like back then, or they've just been completely blinded by Arsene Wenger, the latter years of Arsene Wenger, that as long as we get top 4, it's a successful season, right? We were knocking it then. What we'd give to be in the top 4 right now, it just goes to show. When you look at it like that, guys, look at the standards that have slipped. Yeah, we were making top 4 every single season, selling our best players, but somehow still managing top 4. Now, personally, supporters like me, fans like me, and a lot of you guys would look at it and think, "What's top 4? That's nothing. Top 4 is nothing. We number 1. Yeah, we want the league. Yeah." So we were knocking that. We were knocking top 4. Is that all you aspire to be, Arsene? Is that all you aspire for this club? Top 4, season in, season out. What is that doing for us? What is it doing for us? Right, fast forward to now. Would you take top 4? Yes, please, 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 like a shot. Please, we want top 4. Yeah, we beg for it. Whereas back then, it weren't good enough for us. Now, oh my God, I'd rip your arm off for it. Rip your arm off. And that, in a nutshell, this is where I bury Terence every week. This is where fans like him, Artetaans, haven't got an argument with me. They can't beat me. They can't. Because if you look at that, from then, top 4, no, we don't want top 4. It's not enough. We want up there. We want number 1. To now, oh my God, please, I'll take top 4. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll rip your arm off. See what I'm saying, guys? You see the difference? Yeah? In mindset, mentality, all of that. Yeah? The difference in standards now, how far we've slipped. Yeah? Someone offered us top 4 right now. Oh my God, it'd be like Christmas come early. It'd be Christmas. Yeah? Throwing a fat guy in a red suit and you got Christmas. It would be Christmas to us, and that is a fact. It would be Christmas to Arsenal. Right? If someone offered us top 4 right now, would you take it? Yes or no? Oh my God, yes. Yes. You've only got to ask once. Of course we take it. Yeah? That is the difference now, guys. That is where we are. That is where people need to wake up on these other channels. A lot of these Arsenal fans in the stadiums, yeah? I'm seeing a lot of them, clapping for the players, clapping for the man. For what? For what? Suresh said it, yeah? The only people who are going to make change at this club is us. It's us. Fans. Right? Forget YouTube channels. I'm on about proper fans. Proper fans, yeah? Because now I'm embarrassed. When people ask me, who do you support? I say Arsenal, right? But I mutter it. I'm embarrassed because I know what's coming. The minute I say I support Arsenal, oh my God, where do I start with you boys? That is where it comes to, yeah? Years ago, I said, yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan. And what? And what? What you got to say? Because Arsenal were up there. Proper club. Proper club. Now, embarrassing. Embarrassing. Yeah? And that is where we are. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the rant. I'm going to go through some, because I'm just going to get wound up. Honestly, do you know what people say, right? It's like having a rant. When you're passionate about something, it's not, you don't even have to try. Yeah? It's not, you don't have to try because you're passionate about your club. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling to get my boy to support this club. You know that, right? I take him football training every single week. He has games now every Sunday, and I'm struggling. He says to me, "Oh, Dad, the Arsenal are trash." But Arsenal are trash. And do you know what? I can't even argue with it. I can't argue it. My old thing. I'm old school. You know what I mean? You're any son should be following his dad. Yeah, when it comes to football club. Yeah, should, right? Should. And I've always been one to say if he don't turn out to be an Arsenal fan, me and him are going to have some big problems. We're going to have some issues. But when he's telling me Arsenal are trash, Arsenal play, I do the watch along. How was the watch along, Daddy? Yeah, really good, boy. Oh, what was the result? Arsenal lost. What, they lost again, Daddy? They lost again? Yeah. And you want me to support them, Daddy? Why? Why do you want me to yeah, and I'm having to, sometimes I lie. No, we won. Yeah, we lost. But I've got to lie, say we won. So I don't want him thinking that. I don't want him thinking, why am I going to support them? Yeah? And those things, they mean a lot to us, man. I'm telling you, as fathers, look, you guys in the chat, you know, if your son can follow you on one thing, it's your football club, isn't it? It's got to be the Arsenal, mate. It's got to be the Arsenal because, you know, but then, how do I can't argue with him. I can't. You know, as long as it ain't Spurs and Man United, but he loves Ronaldo. So now he's talking about Man United a lot more. Yeah, because Ronaldo's gone there. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's hard, man. Warren, Diesel, it's all about standards. Yours and mine are elite, and the likes of Terry's are in the gutter. If you can find him, Warren, let me know where he is. But yeah, you're right though, mate. Mikel, Gahari, Wenger actually had a great plan in the beginning. Every player knew what they would do with the ball and where all the players were on the pitch because they played together for years. Do you know what, Mikel, right? Look at it like this, yeah? This is how I sum up Wenger, right? Yeah? Wenger was on the cusp of greatness, yeah? Right? It was on the cusp of greatness. Now, when you look at that invincible season, yeah? This is where I lost respect for Wenger, right? This is where I lost it because when you have a season like that, you haven't lost one game all season. You've done something for a lot of, from a manager's perspective, right? Let's have it right. From a manager's perspective, that's the pinnacle. Yeah? To win the league and to go a season unbeaten, you've just done something no one else has ever done. In a league like this, yeah? Even back then, right? It was relentless. It's a relentless league, yeah? Right? That ain't easy, right? Not anyone can do that, right? But the Invincibles, you're on the cusp of greatness, right? All you've got to do is keep that squad together. Go out and get 3 quality, minimum 3, top quality players. And next season, not only do you go again, right, but Champions League. That's the holy grail. That's what you do, yeah? Now, a Fergie would have done that, and Fergie has done that, right? Fergie has done that. Fergie had brilliant seasons, didn't rest on his laurels, went out and made him stronger, yeah? Stronger. Kept those players hungry. I look at Arsene Wenger. You broke that team up within 18 months of the Invincibles. Why? Why? You know, and instead of having proper players, men who, you know, players who could play ball but could also mix it as well, you broke that up and you tried to go down the Barcelona route of small, slight technical players. That's where it went wrong. Yeah? You don't break up a team like that within 18 months. You don't do that, right? You go on, you go again. But this time you hit it harder. You go stronger, yeah? At that time, guys, the Invincibles, with the players we had, right? I'm telling you now, 3 or 4 top quality players. And he would not have struggled to have got those players, yeah? It's not hard to sell the Arsenal at that time. When look at what you've just achieved. You've gone for a season invincible. Look at the players you've got, right? It's not a hard sell, is it really? Right, trying to attract players to that club at that time with the players they got and the season they've just had. It's not a hard sell. So why didn't you do it? All you did, yeah, was you sold off all our best players, one after the other, after the other, after the other. Right? It became about money with you, Arsene. Yeah, money. That's all it was. It was money. I'm telling you, right? He had his hand in the takings. Or profit, he would have got something for selling these players. He blamed it on the stadium. It's nothing to do with the stadium. We could have kept those players. Yeah, you know, I see people going on about what's it, Robin van Persie, snake, traitor. No, he weren't. No, he weren't. I've never ever blamed Robin van Persie for going. Never. I've never blamed him. I blame the club. Yeah. All right. We've all seen that letter he sent. Yeah. The club didn't match his ambition. He wanted to go and win something. And listen, and let me tell you something now. As hard as it is, and as much as it hurts to see him go to Man United, yeah, I'm not even blaming him on that. I'm blaming Arsene Wenger on that. You do not sell your top player to your biggest rival. You don't. That's a sackable offence. That's criminal, right? You don't do that. Don't do that. But he did it. And look at the money he did it for, right? Wenger, you should have gone then, because that for me is traitor. That is a traitor, yeah? That is a traitor. And even then, a lot of Arsenal fans didn't really blame him for it, or they let him off. Every Arsenal fan and their dog should have been on Arsene Wenger's back when he done what he did there. Because for me, that was unforgivable. Unforgivable. So, 1 point, you broke up the Invincibles team only 18 months after they won that league. Second point, you sold Robin Van Persie, yeah, over one phone call with Fergie. Yeah, was it 18, 19 million, if that? You sold your best player at the time to your biggest rival. You're making your biggest rival stronger whilst making yourself weaker. Who does that? Come on. Be honest, guys. I know there's certain guys in this chat right now who are Wenger lovers, right? But let's be honest. Let's be honest. That is criminal. You don't do that, right? You don't do that. It's disgusting. And he should have gone then. To me, he should have gone before, yeah? But you know what? Robin Van Persie, to have gone to Man United and to have won the league in his first ever season, gave him that right to turn around and say it was worth it. Because look, if he'd stayed with us, would he have won the league? No. He was justified in moving. Justified. Ashley Cole is another one. So I think someone mentioned him here. Who was it? Oh, who mentioned Ashley Cole? Someone did. I swear I saw it. I can't see it. But yeah, hang on. Craig Malloy, that's it. Big up, Craig. Ashley Cole's another one. Yeah. Cashley. Yeah. That's what people call him, Cashley. Now, listen. We offered him a certain salary, right? He wanted 10 grand more, from what I remember. He wanted 10 grand more. We said no. At the time, he was a top left. You know, I think, he would have been. At the time, I think, my opinion, he was the best left back in the country, if not the world, but in the country. Yeah. And an additional, it might have been 15 grand. I think they offered him 55. He wanted more. Pay it. Pay it. Look at what you've got. You've got a top left back there. Pay it. We all know you got the money, Arsenal. Pay it, right? They didn't. He goes Chelsea. Look what Ashley Cole won. And I don't like Ashley Cole. I think he's a scumbag. I'll be honest, I do. Off the pitch, I've seen him out, right? Yeah, I was there that night, right? We had his Rolex nicked outside of Faces. I was there. And do you know what? Serves you fucking right. Serves you right, yeah? Right? Flash Larry and got your entourage around you and you think you're all this. Nah, serves you right. But as a player, yeah, he was class. Yeah. Arsenal let him go. He goes to Chelsea. Look what he wins. He's won everything. Yeah. He's justified. You can't knock him. He's justified. You know, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of that, I look at Arsene Wenger and I think, do you know what? So many people put you on a pedestal, right? And as a genius. But then I look at you and I think, as great as much as you've done great for this club, you've also ruined us as well. Some of your decisions were disgusting. And do you know what? I've actually hit a nerve because I've got someone in the background right now. He's either going to agree with me or he's going to go against me. Either way, I'm glad I'm not in the same room as him because he'd probably spark me out. My guy, Kenny Ken. Big up yourself, Kenny.
Hi, Diesel. Sorry about that. I was doing some work, taking calls and everything. And I just thought, I thought, as Diesel abandoned the stream, but I thought, yeah, let me just come for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, because I know I've got my bacon sandwich waiting for me. I haven't eaten it. I made a bacon sandwich about 2 hours, an hour and a bit ago, and I still haven't eaten it because all the stuff with work, meetings at work, and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I haven't got the gist of it, but I tell you, I judging by the like I said, the message I've just seen, you're seeing that you're doing like a timeline of Arsenal's decline, from when we moved to Highbury. I've just seen something regarding Ashley Cole in one of the messages. I'm assuming that, we're talking about players like Ashley Cole, who fell out with Dean. Cole says it's over being promised 60,000 and Arsenal saying they're only going to give him 55,000. He ends up going to Chelsea for 90,000, and Arsenal, in order to get one over at Chelsea, sold them out and reported all of them to the Premier League ethics committee. So, and then you've got Kleb, messes about, wanted to leave in 2008, had it in the plan. Flamini wanted the full money that AC Milan were offering him. Now you got Adi Boyle, who was forced out because of money. Fabregas forced to move. So, the last player that we've lost, who's big player who's gone to Betfield, was probably Cess and Nasri. Apart from that, can you think of a player that's probably left when we really didn't want to leave? Probably Alexis Sanchez. But the night at the football club now, Diesel, is that we now have players who are not coveted by other clubs. The only concrete offer we had for the club was a cheeky bid for Smith Rowe from Aston Villa. I mean, that's how much we declined. That the big clubs are not cherry picking our best players.
Yeah.
I mean, Aubameyang. We heard rumours about Aubameyang of Barcelona and Chelsea, but it's a rare occurrence. Now, is that a good thing for Arsenal? In terms of if we're playing well, winning trophies and challenging, it's a great thing. But I look at it as a sad indictment of where the club is, that no one wants our best players, and that we're stuck with players who either don't want to be here or just not good enough.
Yeah, see what you said earlier on about a timeline. That's probably the best word to describe how this stream's gone, because originally, Ken, this stream, obviously, judging by the thumbnail, it was, I read out, obviously, Arteta's interview, said, best week of my career because you beat Norwich. And if anything, that really, I said to the guys in the stream earlier on, if that, him saying that really he's just insulted himself, because that your career couldn't have been much. If this is the best week of your career within the industry, those were his words, right?
Well, it depends what goes on behind the scenes.
What career you've had.
Well, it depends what goes behind the scenes. We've always assumed that that the reason why Arteta's sending the job is because he's got unilateral support from the people behind the scenes, in terms of the guy who runs the football club, Josh Kroenke. Obviously, Edu is part of the partnership, so he's going to give me support. Per, again, who's well respected, he's going to give him support. So they're part of some kind of transfer committee, and the chief executive Vinay as well. So he's probably got assurances, and they probably reassured him that we played Brentford was always going to be a Bernard Sking, and that we played the European champions of the champions. And I think that's the theme that they're going to be using tools to give him maybe a G up, because that's the theme that some fans are using on social media, and generally some fans were using after the game when I got the train home after the match. That was Arteta does, from the conversation I've had, does retain some support with the fan base. Some people are buying into the transitional thing and saying, "Oh yeah, that if you got to support, if you support the club, you've got to support the manager." So I was hearing a lot of that on the train home, and even on the what?
What was the age group of these people, Ken?
These are men. These actually, well, that's the thing. These guys were a young guy with, I assume, his dad and a relative, because they come from Norwich to watch Arsenal every week. So it's 3 people I spoke to. And then when I was on the way to collect my daughter from Wireless, there was a couple of lads who watch.
I saw your Instagram. I like that.
Yeah. Well, no, those weren't the lads. It gets better. But there was a couple of lads who watch a lot of social media. I think they say they no longer watch AFTV, but they gravitated towards me, and they are still behind Arteta. Now these are guys in their early 20s. No, sorry, late teens, probably 20, 21. And so they're still set to the pathway, and they generally believe that, there's been a clearer style of play. And I've tried to argue and said, well, boom, boom, standards. And we had a really good conversation because we got a train from Highbury Islington all the way to Crystal Palace. And again, when I was in Crystal Palace, there was a couple of people, quite a few people, loads of people shook my hand because they recognised me. But some people would just walk past me and say, Arteta in there. Is that because they support Arteta, because they watch a lot of me on them social media and know my stance as the manager?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
again,
right,
believe it or not, Pete, you feel that because you're on social media, because you talk to myself and Lee Gunner and quite a lot of people who are firmly believers that Arteta should be replaced. If you go on the ground, he still retains a bit of support. He really does, Or some people
I can believe
at
it.
the ground. Well, yeah, that's the thing. There was no banners before the Norwich game. No dissatisfaction. They weren't singing his name at all by any ways and means. But those just received by a win. But I didn't hear. I wasn't hearing many people ask for him to go, and that was before the game. So you.
If that's before the game, what was it like after the game, Kim? When
after the game, people, I think the general consensus is the performance is the team's not good enough, and Aubameyang, in my opinion, should have had a hat trick. That if he had any competence, he would have got that hat trick. And the consensus opinion is there's still a lot of work to go. There's still, great trepidation for our Turf Moor, because they know that Burnley are going to pose us problems that we should be able to cope with. But it's going to be another situation where he's going to have to change the formation. There's still a lot of worry about Tottenham as well. I think Arsenal fans feel a bit relieved that Crystal Palace turned Tottenham over, albeit with 10 men. So maybe they're taking something of that. But I do feel that the match-going fan has no relationship with anyone or anything regarding social media. And the reason why I tell you that is because I don't see much. I saw some of the AFTV lads. I don't see scores and swaves of people trying to disrupt their filming. Probably do it away games, but the home games, nothing. I was not once was I confronted for my views or any associations. In fact, the most of the people do contact me were giving me nothing but love, saying it's great to meet me, and that's it. You may find that quite a lot of people who go to the matches, some of them do not know anything about social media or any of the personalities of social media. The only time they'll know about them is if they watch Football Focus and probably other programs like obviously Robbie Lowe of AFTV. He'll be well known because TV producers see him as the first port of call if there's any opinion on the football club, because he's got a massive platform, and they believe that they want to attract younger people to ground. Not particularly Arsenal fans, but young people, because you get on social media that Arsenal fans are opposed to Robbie being the go-to man when they speak about Arsenal, because previous to Robbie it was people from the AST, and they still go to those guys, but primarily they will be using people who've been on ITV.
Yeah, because I think the general consensus with a lot of these people is he must know what he's talking about. Look how many followers he's got. Look how many.
It's not really that. I think what's happening is that again, it's for the fans, by the fans, and the buzzwords. We go to every game, so of course they're going to want to talk to someone who goes to every game, regardless of what it's for. Maybe it's for business reasons or as fans.
We still don't know what he's doing, Glenn.
Yeah, but even so, even so, if you're a TV producer and you want authenticity and you want a fan who goes to every game and describes action, you're gonna look at you're gonna go, right, I'll go to this guy, and if he gets views and he comes across very well and he has a relationship with the TV companies, then you'll use him, and that's what's going to happen. It's been the way for the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So they're not going to break something that's fix something that isn't broken in their opinion, regardless of what other Arsenal fans may think about it. Other Arsenal fans at the moment are not the ones going to be listened to. They're not the ones who are going to get the views. You know, there's a lot of people who have great opposition to AATV, and they'll say, right, we'll do a podcast. Not many people are going to watch them because they ain't going to watch them because at the end of the day, they're only going to watch them if their core audience who actually get off their asses and actually support them.
Yeah, no. I want to ask you something, Kenneth, as well. But before I do, Jack Ramsey, big up yourself, Jack. Thank you very much, mate, for the super chat. Jack's put, guys, how good were Palace versus Spurs? I could see Arsenal playing like that. I think Palace could get Europa League if they continue to play like that.
They're home. The problem with Crystal Palace is that they're one of those teams on our day. If everything goes our way, we'll beat you because they play they've got so much pace in their side. They actually got players who know the way to go, like AU. Benteke's coming a bit of form, and most importantly, they're very direct with a lot of pace. You know, I don't care what anyone says. You know, Tony Pulis was always saying that when he was at Crystal Palace for that short time, where he did a fantastic job, he was comparing the job he had at Crystal Palace to what he had at West Brom, where he did another fantastic job, by the way, as well. But his buzzwords were, what I didn't have, the reason why I did well at Palace, because I had pace to work with. He didn't have that at West Brom. And I think any manager at Crystal Palace, you know, like Patrick, at the moment, you know, Croydon Roy, before that, Allardyce and, you know, Pulis, all these sort of managers, it's going to be, as long as you, Crystal Palace, keep on scouting these attacking players with flair and great pace, then what will happen is, in my opinion, that it'll be very easy for Crystal Palace to stay up because, you know, they're not actually a bad side. But what's happened is that because of the way they play, especially at home, they leave themselves open and they are during a mistake, and that's why they're always going to be like comfortably in the table, but probably finishing about 12th or 13th because the home form is patchy and the away form they got enough to keep them comfortable in the league, but their luck will run out. But again, if Crystal Palace are producing top players in every position, they'll have to sell them because, you know, those players have ambition. Although Zaha's been trying to leave for the last few years, and I'm not hearing any Paris asking for 8 million for him anymore. He was doing that 2 years ago, but it's now 2 years. Yeah. And is he stuck at Palace?
Yeah, Joe, I'm a bit surprised at that because as much as a lot of people might not think he's all that, surely he'd attract someone. But,
he will. Yeah, but you've got to realise the bases are filled. You know, clubs are not going to keep on asking for his signature and get fobbed off. And you know, Harry Kane may find that as well. You know, his best bet now is for him to sign a new contract at Tottenham and have a clause in this time. And then who knows? He'll play his best football for Spurs this season, and then he'll get his move. Because at the moment, there's going to be a time when he'll work his nuts off. But will he enjoy what he's doing? Probably not. That'd be a detriment to Spurs, and I hope it's a detriment to Spurs. But that's the trouble. Just the trouble with when you're. You know what the situation is that when you've got situations like that, right, where players are allegedly mates with the manager and have got a good relationship with the chairman. Yeah, the chairman has a good relationship with you if you sign new contracts, want to stay, or most importantly, if you tell tales about a manager they don't like. But when it comes, but at the end of the day, these chairmen are businessmen, and very good businessmen.
You know, when you said that, right? Do you know the first club that popped in my head? Chelsea.
Yeah.
John Terry, Lampard on Roman's boat every year. It just, going above the manager, having a quiet word with Roman. And we all know that went on.
Of course he did.
Which is
You
why
know,
player power.
Scolari,
Yeah, there's player power everywhere, but it was
that's the
especially
thing.
at
But if you look at
Chelsea,
the
it was so
managers,
fierce, Kelly.
you look at the managers happen. You know, player power got rid of Mourinho the second time. You know, second. You know, I know that David Luiz was a very, very massive friend and ally of Abramovich, because they see because he was he's the most marketable person at the club. People are going to say, what about Terry Lampard? No, David Luiz, because of the fact that he was Brazilian, spoke great English, and he can go to all the markets because, you know, like Brazilian players have great appeal in the Far East. So he had Abramovich's ear, and then everyone knows what happened with Scolari, and everyone knows what's happened with Vish Bush when he was in charge. When Vish Bush was meant to be like this new exciting manager who's going to take Chelsea into further into the 21st century. But, you know, he wasn't banking on Didier Drogba, Petr Cech, John Terry, Frank Lampard, players like that. But players like the Portuguese players and David Luiz were very much alongside and obedient to Vish Bush. But, you know, the core wouldn't. But if you look at it, Petr Cech is still retaining a great relationship with Roman, because he's now the sporting director, who I believe was part of the committee and part of the advisory committee to get rid of Lampard and get Tuchel in. I know that Petr Cech had a great influence in getting in Mendy as opposed, because, you know, but that was on Lampard's that was on Lampard's what's the name? Say so.
Yeah. That was on his watch, wasn't it? What do you think of this, Ken? Jack Ramsey's put another one in. Jack, thank you very much, mate. If Palace played like they did against Spurs when they play us, Arsenal would get bodied. And Palace surprise unlucky draws against Brentford and West Ham away. So they've had unlucky draws against them.
Well, it's on the day, really. It's on the day because it's on the day.
It's too much over that one game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's on the day. You know, it depends what because the other day Palace. If you look at the game against Palace when we beat them 3-1 last season, all the goals we scored were mistakes. Palace make loads of mistakes, so do we, and you know, they rely heavily on their pace. So if they make mistakes, if we have the confidence, we can capitalise on that. But, you know, I think with Arsenal fans, it has to be a game-to-game basis. You know, you lost your first 3 games, you're bottom of the table, you're now 16th. You can't look too far ahead. Look too far ahead. You just have to see how it goes. I know, and, you know, it's not really what you want to hear, because, you know, you want to hear, right, we're going to get Conte in, they're going to get all these managers in. And, you know, they could come, you know, because there is a budget, and they say, right, I can work with this player and that player. And they said, as long as you don't sell this one or you give this one a new contract, well I'll get it. You know, I know that a new manager who comes to the football club is going to want Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to be a fulcrum in his side, because they know he can win his football matches. They're going to be happy to have Saka. They're going to say, right, Pepe, I can get the best out of you. So they're going to want to keep our better players. And I think, you know, but you know, they're going to sort of say, right, we've got younger players, but they're not at the moment. They're not going to win me games. I'm going to say, right, I'm going to a manager with half a cent or half a brain cell would just say, look, you know what? This guy Aubameyang has scored 86 goals in about 150 appearances, you know, give and take. He was a match winner 2 years ago in the season before. I need to get the best out of him if I'm going to win football matches. Bit like the Sir Bobby Robson, Alan Shearer kind of scenario, when after Hullet, Alan Shearer is still the best striker in the Premiership, still the best striker in the country. He's not playing the way I want him. I'm going to build something around Alan Shearer. I think the next manager has to, in my opinion, do that, because, you know, at the moment we haven't got any match winners, but our potential match winners is the captain.
See, I watched your Real Talk podcast the other day, Lee, and Yeah, I think there's a lot of you I disagree with. I personally, I think Aubameyang's finished. I really.
No,
Someone
no,
said
don't
it
get
on
me wrong.
your,
Don't get me wrong.
someone said it on your stream, and I think the three of you said, "Nah, under a new manager." To an extent, yes, because I don't think he likes playing.
The signs are there. He's probably finished because
I think he's
the
done.
reason why I say
really
the
do.
signs are there because you look at it. We play balls over the top for Pierre Eric Aubameyang. So I've got a big fly in there. We play balls over the top for Aubameyang, and the chances that arose and came his way. 2 years ago he would have got a hat trick by then. He would have got a hat trick. So maybe he's at the wane. However, people were saying that. I personally think he's not going to be the same player as before. But people, right, who were saying about Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer got a new lease of life after he retired from international football, still smashing goals under Sir Bobby Robson. People he didn't score all of his 260 goals, just under at Blackburn. He scored quite a few of them at Newcastle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, sorry about it. The fly. The fly.
That fly, Ken. Go on, son.
No, it's got to come out because the other day, because I know I've got to go back to me office. You know what I mean? So I need to look at the whole situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I get it, man. No, I do
but
get
yeah,
it.
I'm going to leave you now because I've just got to go and do a few things. But I just wanted to keep you
sandwich. Come on, Ken.
All right, see you later, mate. All right.
Sandwich.
All right,
cheers, Ken. Love you, man. Thanks for coming on. All right, mate. Later on. Definitely going to call Terry Harry Potter. He's using his invisible cloak too much. Go ask the question, though. Where is he? Seriously, where is he? You have to ask the question because, it's just very coincidental, isn't it? It's around the time that, as these Arteta-ins, especially Terence says, you've all heard him say it on here. I'll start judging him from this season. I'll give him till Christmas, and there's no excuses now. He's got his players, and now you're going to see the real Arsenal, and we ain't seen anything like that at all. So, come on and explain yourself, man, because, we can all remember, the things you've said in the past, and, now it's question time, isn't it? I haven't changed my stance. I'm being proved right every week. I don't have to have these battles with you anymore. Your battle now is with you guys in the chat because, listen, you got to stick it on him. But my fear is he hasn't changed and he's still behind this manager. He still believes in the process. He still believes that, we need time. What was it Eddie said? We need time. We need time, and we will get it right. What they're doing, guys, is they're winging it. They're just winging it. They're blagging it. They're winging it week to week. There is no plan in place. There's no plan at all. And unfortunately, and this is something else I've said, in previous streams as well. Time is the one luxury we do not have. It's a fact. We don't have the luxury of time. The only way we have the luxury of time, guys, is if every other club stands still for 4 or 5 years and allows us to move and do what we got to do, then yes, we've got time. We've got plenty of time, right? But let's be honest, that's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. The teams around us who are better than us are getting stronger, by the season in, season out, they're getting stronger. We're playing catch up already. Yeah, already we're playing catch up. No one's going to, no team's going to stand still for us, so this has to be accelerated if there is a plan. But we all know there isn't. There's no plan at all. Yeah, there's no plan. The club is finished. Until they change the personnel here, until they change that, the club's done. I'm sick and tired of these excuses. What was it? On what I was saying to Kenny, on the one of the streams I saw, all this about, I think we can all say, top 4 is out of the equation this year. What sickens me is that why is it with us? It's always next year, next season, give it one more year. Then when that year comes, no, next year, we need more time. Yeah, next season. It's always next season. It's always tomorrow. It's never today, is it? It's always tomorrow. Next season, next year, next this, next that. later on. No, I'm sick of it now. It's an absolute joke. No, yeah? No, I want to see something now. And I'm sick and tired of people saying Arsenal fans are among the most impatient fan base. I've never had so much crap in my life, yeah? We are the opposite. We're the most patient. Look how patient we've been since we left Highbury and come to here. Yeah, how bad is it, guys? Right, what a sad indictment of the club when you look at it and think, you know what? When we left Highbury, right, and last season at Highbury, we had world-class players in that team. Right, we're now in a bigger stadium, making more money. Fast forward to today, we've not got one world-class player in that team. Back then, what 4, 5, 6, give or take. Today, we ain't got one. Not one. A club as big as Arsenal, and they've not got one world-class player. In a squad of 30, right? A team of 11, not one world-class player. Not one. Not one. Right? And there's not even a player in that team you look at and think you could make the argument for world-class. There ain't one. You know, we've got certain players in this squad who could potentially go on to become world class, but they're not going to become world class here. They've got to go. They've got to go. They're not doing it here. You know, and this is what I'm saying. When I look at a player like Martinelli, I look at a Martinelli, right? When he first come on the scene, I'm looking at a player like that and I'm thinking, do you know what? With a sufficient amount of minutes and proper coaching and a proper manager behind him, this Martinelli kid could go places. He could go places. But yet, he's regressing. He's regressing. Do you know what I'm saying? They're all regressing. Look at Kieran Tierney. He's a shadow of a player when he first come in. He's a shadow. He's playing like crap at the moment. He's rubbish, Kieran Tierney. Now, we know he's not a rubbish player, right? He's a top quality left back, right? It's the coaching, guys. Wake up, man. I'm telling you now. It's the manager, and it's not just Mikel. It's the coaching. It's Steve Round. What's his name? Primarach, if he's still there. It's all of them. Yeah, all of them. Some of these coaches have been here for years. Years. You know, and it's like Wenger. Like, you know, when I say to you guys, 22 years, I believe, of the same voice, the same man, the same this, the same that. You know, and this club needs a shake-up. It needs shaking up. You know, there's so much that is wrong with this club. It's wrong with this club. The coaching, I said this to you guys, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago now. I'm now looking more at the coaching. I'm not so much looking at these players anymore. Because you know what? Against Brentford, yeah, we didn't turn up. Brentford, we were at walking pace, right? We allowed Brentford to have it. Now, look, all this rubbish about, yeah, but you got to understand, Diesel, you know, their first ever time in the Premier League. They've just been, you know, promoted. The first game's at home. They're going to be up for it. They're going to be bad. Doesn't matter. We're the better team. Doesn't matter. Class always tells in the end. We are the better team. Yeah? Yes, right? They're going to come for us. You ride it out. Ride it out. Yeah? If that was Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, who had gone to Brentford on the first day of the season, Brentford ain't winning that game. They're not winning it. Right? They will have good spells in that game, but they're not winning it. Yeah? Us, we just allow them to walk all over us. No. They bullied us. Yeah? We didn't turn up. The Chelsea game is the game I looked at and I thought, you know what? I can't say Arsenal were lazy because they weren't. I personally thought they tried, but that game, they were just a few levels above us. We were no match for Chelsea. But that was the game where I looked at and I thought, you know what? That's the game where, of all the games I've seen, that is the one game where I looked at our players and I was like, do you know what? It's 11 strangers. These guys do not know what they're doing. Game to game, if you guys really just watch the game, analyse it. Listen, we do watch-alongs on here. And guys, I'll be honest with you, watch-alongs are not my favourite. I like streams like this where I could just talk, yeah? Having to watch the game and converse with you guys, because I can't watch the whole game and not talk to you guys. I just can't do it, right? Call me crazy, I just can't do it. But so what I try and do, obviously, I try and do both. Yeah. Now, when you're doing it on your own, very, very hard. Obviously, I know Terence, goes to the own games. It's very, very hard, right? So I don't really get to watch the match properly. So normally, what I do once the stream is finished, I go back to the game a day later and I watch it. I literally sit there and watch it. Yeah. And the amount of things that I see that I didn't see during the watch long, and I look at it and I think, do you know what? These players, they're decent enough players, but they don't have a clue on what they're doing. They don't know. I'm seeing, why is he so far forward? What's he doing over there? Why is he there? Why is he not moving? Why is he, you know what I mean? Pass and move, pass and move, pass and move. Why are these players not doing it? These players train every single day. Yeah, you can't, listen, I'm telling you now, if you're training, any job you're in any job you're in, if you're training every single day, by rights, you get better. By rights, you stop making the same mistakes that you make week in, week out because you're training. That's what training is. Yeah, you're drilled or you're meant to be. Right. So when I look at it, I look at these players and I think to myself, do you know what? They don't know what they're doing. Right. And to be honest, I don't really put it down to them anymore. I'm putting it down to Mikel and I'm putting it down to the coaching staff because what are you teaching these lads? What are you teaching them? They look like 11 strangers out there. They don't know what they're doing, guys. And these players, right? Some of these players are good players. They're good players. I reeled them off earlier on. Pepe, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli. Leno's got worse under this guy. Leno ain't a bad keeper. I don't think Leno's a bad keeper. I know Leno gets a lot of stick. I want better than Leno, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't look at Leno and think, oh my God, that's one of the worst keepers I've ever seen. No, he ain't that bad. People exaggerate when they say that. He is not that bad. He's not that bad a keeper. I can name you games where he saved us. He saved us in games, yeah? So all this short memory nonsense, right? Let's all stop all that, yeah? Right? Yes, my argument of Leno is he's too nice. He's too shy. Head down. I never ever see him giving the defenders a rollicking. I want like a Schmeichel. Schmeichel was like that. Yeah, Schmeichel weren't afraid, right, to dig out his teammates. I want a keeper like that. Jens Lehmann was another one, right? Be vocal, Leno. You're too nice. Yeah, that is my criticism of him. Yeah, things like that. But there have been games he has been absolutely brilliant and he saved us. Let's be honest, he has, right? So he's not a bad keeper. Tierney, forget this season. Tierney's he's a quality left back. Yeah, Tomiyasu. Good debut, encouraging. Time will tell with him. Yeah. Gabriel, decent centre half. Ben White could become decent. I don't rate him, but he could be. Right? He could be. Then you got Lokonga. Then you got Partey. You know what I mean? I look at it and I think, Joe, it's the makings of a good squad. We don't have the manager. We don't have the coaching staff. And that, for me, is where we fall down. Right, now going back, because I think I was making this point just before Kenny come on. I look at Man United, right? For anyone in the chat room who's a United fan, right? I hate United. You all know that, all right? But I'll tell you something now. With the squad they've got, right? When people talk about, who's going to win the league this year, in your opinion? Most people are saying Man City or Chelsea, right? Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, maybe, yeah? No one really says Man United. And do you know what? To be honest, I look at United's squad, and by rights, if we're being honest, by rights, their squad, in my opinion, is good enough to challenge for the league, right? The reason why they will never, ever challenge for it and why they will never, ever win it is the manager. Solskjaer, he's useless. He's not a good manager. In my opinion, he's not, right? Now, I know when we had Chig on the other day, look what he's doing. He's getting the tune out of him. Yes, I agree with that. He is. Yeah. But you know what? The difference between Man United, when you look at the squad they've got, yeah, they should be in the running for the title. Yeah. The difference is they do not have a top-class manager. And that is the problem. Yeah. If they sack Solskjaer and they bring in a top-class elite manager, they're up there. The difference that will make, right? And that is what I'm saying. The squad they've got on paper is by rights good enough to at least challenge for the league, at least challenge for it. Now, when you look at us, when you look at our squad, yeah, our squad's decent. Yes, we've got some wrong-uns there. We've got some scumbags there who shouldn't be there. Of course, right? Of course we have. But amongst all of that, forget all of that. Look at the players that we have got that are decent. No way I don't care. Listen, I coat off Arsenal every week, right? Because I feel I have a right to. Yeah, but let me tell you something now. When you look at this squad, no way is that a 16th table squad. It's not 16th. It's not, right? We finished 8th last year. That is not an 8th. That's not 8th. That is not. It's higher than that. It's the manager, guys. It's the manager. The guy is an absolute waste man. He's crap. And I keep telling you this. He's rubbish. Right? When you look at his, what he says in the press conferences, he's watching a different game. He's arrogant. He doesn't help himself. People say that you feel sorry for this man. Why? He puts himself in it. He puts himself in the mud. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Edu, his interview, arrogance. Arrogance. He stunk of arrogance. You know why? Because he can. And do you know what? Does the interview, right? Digs us out as fans, arrogant. And the next game, he's there, comfortable, because he knows these Arsenal fans ain't got nothing. They're not going to say anything to him. I look at West Ham, right, in that game, yeah, where you had Golden Sullivan up there, right, and you see the West Ham fans trying to get to him, yeah? Arsenal would never do that. They would never do that. Right? Because normally, surely, he's doing an interview like that. You know it's not gone down well. Yeah? You'd think, you know what? Let it die down. I'm going to skip that game. I'm not going to go to that game because, you know. But you know what? He's sitting there. He's comfortable. He's with his son. He's got his feet up. He knows Arsenal fans ain't doing nothing because the majority of Arsenal fans, they're just happy to be back at the ground. That's all it is. You heard what Kenny said. Kenny actually went to the game. And there's still a lot of fans our age and older, proper men, who still retain the support of Mikel Arteta. Yeah? So, Arsenal, you deserve this, really, because a lot of this Arsenal fan base, like the Terrences and all those sort of people, yeah, who back this crap, yeah, you're not interested in trophies. You're not interested. I know you're all watching. You're not interested in trophies. As long as even if Arsenal lose 5-4, yeah, you've got your money's worth. You've seen 9 goals. You see Arsenal playing decent, attractive football, and we scored a few goals. We lost the game, but we scored a few goals. You can go home happy because you've seen an entertaining game. That's all it is. You want to get your money's worth. That is where it comes to, yeah? You're not interested about trophies or being number one, yeah? You just want to see attractive football. That's it. That's your aim. That's all you want. And do you know what? I couldn't be any more different to fans like yourselves. Because if that is all you're after, then do you know what? I feel for you. And do you know what? You can't ever moan about Arsenal. You can't ever moan about, the lack of trophies or this, that, the other. All you want to do is see entertaining football. You want to get your money's worth, and that is it. That is the problem within this fan base. That is why the fan base is infested with scumbags, yeah? And that is what it is. You can't ever moan about the Arsenal. This club is finished. It's been finished for a long time, and it will carry on being finished while this manager and the people behind him are here, the coaching staff, yeah? That is all. That is what it is, guys. That's what's killing us. Yeah, the mentality at this club stinks. Thierry Henry, someone put a comment in there earlier on about, I wonder what he would say about Arsenal under Arteta. Yeah, well, we heard what he said before about the Arsenal. It's all nice at the Arsenal. It's all comfortable. Yeah, no one wants to rock the boat. I said this to you before. What Thierry Henry was basically saying was, at the Arsenal, it's comfortable, it's nice, it's all Disney, it's candy floss, it's all Care Bears and, you know, big fluffy clouds and, you know what I'm saying? It's all nice. Nice! You know? No one argues here. We all get on. It's just, it's lovely. It's fine. Yeah? That was what he was saying. And then you hear Patrice Evra coming out and basically saying, me and Thierry was around my house. Me and him are sitting down watching the Arsenal game. And when Thierry Henry saw that Granit Xhaka had the captaincy, Thierry Henry turned the telly off in disgust. Yeah? Fair play to Thierry Henry. Fair play. Right? Now, all you guys, the majority of you guys here and us Arsenal fans will all say that Thierry Henry, right, is probably the best ever player we've seen at the Arsenal, yeah? A lot of Arsenal fans say that, right? Again, a lot of Arsenal fans and non-Arsenal fans will say Thierry Henry is the best foreign import that we've seen in the Premier League, right? Yeah? That's not even a debate. A lot of people say that, right? And rightly so. He's up there. Even if, that's purely about opinion, right? He's a class player, artist, right? People forget, because I don't hear many other streams or many other channels saying this, yeah? But there was a time he was working for us with the kids as a coach, yeah? But because he was going on TV, yeah, and knocking our players, right? And rightly so and all, Wenger outed him, yeah? Thierry Henry then said he'd come back and work for us for free. He'd work for free, yeah? And Wenger didn't want him back, didn't take him back, right? And no one seems to mention that. This is Thierry Henry, yeah? One of, if not the best player, right, to have played at this club. The man's an absolute legend, right? Thierry Henry's training the kids. Thierry Henry opens his mouth and says something. Trust me, you're doing it. This is Thierry Henry. Yeah, I don't know any kid who's going to listen to what he's saying and say, yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, what do you know? Shut up, Thierry. No. He was willing to work for free. And Wenger still said, nah. There you go. And that's another reason why Wenger, for me, lost respect for him. Lost respect. And a lot of the reason why we're in this state is down to him. Now, guys, it's been a while. It's been, going on 2 hours. I'm going to go and breathe and have a cigarette and have a nice cup of coffee. But listen, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to look to do one later on tonight. I'm going to try and keep the content up and do these streams every single day now. So yeah, please like, subscribe, share so that you get the notification. I'll probably do I'll do a little one tonight. And if anything, we'll just have a chat and a bit of banter and the laugh, eh? But yeah, listen, subscribe, share, and like. And big up to Kenny Ken as well for coming on earlier on. Big up to all yourselves. And love you all, and I shall see you hopefully tonight. All right. Darwin, great show. Thank you very much. Omar, Crutella, DJ Crane, Jimmy D, Unai Emery, big up yourselves, all of you. Willem Hooper, Jack Ramsey. Jack, thank you for those super chats, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Suresh, a couple from you as well. Suresh, thank you very much. I don't think I've forgotten anyone else. If I have, forgive me. But guys, laters, and I shall see you soon. I need to go and breathe and calm myself down, yeah? Love yous. Later on. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll tell